Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Dr. Phenomenon bringing you yet another segment to include in your own personal LEP frequency toolbox to help you work with energy so that you can create the future that you want to face. Today's topic includes a discussion on energy, vibration, and frequency. Because really, before you can start to work with the LEP frequency tool, and show results, you really need to understand a few basic concepts such as energy, vibration, and frequency. Once you learn how to manage, focus, and direct energy, those terms will actually carry even more meaning to you. So I just briefly want to touch on it. Most listeners already are more than familiar with the topics, but I just wanted to review them very quickly so that we're in full understanding as to what is the meaning behind these terms when it comes to the LEP frequency tool and the mastering of energies for manifestation and elimination process. So why don't we start with energy? Energy is usually explained through physics in mathematical terms. It is usually understood as the capacity to do work paradigm. Anytime you're doing something, people are saying, well, you're using your energy. According to Newton, to fully understand energy, scientists they would have to figure out all of the elements, of its creation and consciousness of its source. To date, that's not possible. However, there is agreement among professionals as to really from various vocations, philosophers and scientists and spiritual leaders, that everything and everyone is energy because we are all formed from matter, atoms that are vibrating at different frequencies. We look the way that we do and we perceive the world around us because of the speed of our personal vibrational frequency. This is why in many cases two people can see the same thing but see it in different ways. That has a lot to do with their personal vibrational frequencies. So if you change the speed of your vibrational frequency, very often your appearance, situation, and really the reality as you know it will also change. So everything is energy. Everything you see, don't see, life, the universe, everything is energy. And more importantly, everything is spiritual energy because it all comes from the source consciousness, God, or whatever label you are comfortable with. The fact that the source consciousness exists and is the energy that is the driving force behind life has been proven by science. Max Planck, in particular, had split the atom down to nothing and unequivocally established that there is a source consciousness that really is directing all of the universe as we know it and our lives or spiritual. Everything is spiritual energy. So, science has substantiated and proven through atoms, through research, that energy really is all there is and that it is directed by a higher source consciousness. Edgar Cayce also contended that vibration is the same energy, pretty much in agreement with Einstein as well, and Planck, and really and Tesla, who all believed in an energetic universe and really maintained that the secret of creation lies in the electronic wave. Because we are all 100% energy, 100% electricity. All right. And if anyone wanted to discover how the universe operates and how you want to manifest things in your life and how to create and eliminate, one must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So science usually don't agree on much, but they do agree that in this respect, that vibrations really determine your life experience. Wherever you are vibrating is the energy that you're going to draw to yourself. If you are vibrating in lower energies, you will draw lower energies to yourself. If you are stuck in that lower energy cycle, that is predominantly the experience that your life is going to experience unless you move into higher frequencies through different various consciousness. For example, mental consciousness, where you are thinking from a higher perspective, higher thoughts from a place of expectancy, of hopefulness, of faith. Through emotions, where you are feeling like you are being supported and help will come when you need it. So these are all positive energies that can be infused and used as consciousness to elevate your actual vibrational frequency. My book, Only Good Comes to Me, is available on www.lepeducation.com for details on all my topic areas, and how to work with vibrational frequency, along with great assessments and supplements. So please do check it out. So in any event, having at least basic knowledge on the role of molecular vibration, in other words, your how you came about, that you are atoms, that you are made up of matter, and how that plays into your manifestations of desires, or elimination of discords in your life, is really an undertaking that every person in this embodiment has to take if you're serious about creating and manifesting your dreams into existence. So I just wanted to touch on it to ensure that everyone understood what vibrations are, and really that they can be understood to be the speed in which, really, and I don't want to get too scientific, but it's in which the electrons revolve around the nucleus of an atom, which is the smallest unit of matter. But again, I don't want to get hung up on the scientific aspect. Just know that it has been proven through science that without vibrations, nothing would exist. Thus, working with energies to increase vibrations, to connect to the highest frequency possible, and think from that highest perspective, from that highest point of consciousness, really has to be a priority in everybody's life. Because that's the way of creation. This is how God had created the universe, and this is the same energy that you're going to create your whole, your new life. This is the same energy that you are going to really increase and raise yourself from wherever you are, which, in terms of frequencies, in terms of lack and survival, or if you're in higher energy frequencies where, you understand and can utilize contemplation and intention so that it actually fulfills all your desires, no matter where you are, you're using energy. So to understand how to use it and how to direct it is crucial. So, because you use the thought energy to create ideas in your conscious mind and generate, what you create in your mind in images, and then you support it with feelings of success over whatever you're manifesting. So all of this that I've just said is energy that you are using positively. Anytime you are creating something, an image of your desire in your mind, you're using energy positively from a higher perspective. That image just increases that energy. It solidifies it in your mind. And then once you support it with a feeling of, success over it and expectancy over it, you have just fortified that idea and that energy that just started out as a thought form. And now that thought form is going to turn into a physical reality because you have supported it through your feeling. And then once, you support something through a thought, images, and feelings, feelings activate effort. They activate physical doing. That means that you will take the opportunity when it arises. You will jump on it to fulfill that desire. So you're in complete alignment with higher energy to fulfill whatever it is that you desired. So it's really just a matter of aligning all of your thoughts, images, and feelings, and using your physical abilities to pursue that opportunity to achieve it with that expectant attitude, to watch for it as it forms in your life, in your physical reality. It is all possible because we're all energy, and we can create through that energy. again, not to get too technical, but people are just essentially a bunch of atoms, vibrating and attracting energies of whatever frequency that we send it at. That's exactly what comes back to us. Whatever frequency energy you send at a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level, it's all coming back on that same frequency. For example, if from the physical sensory perspective, if you are you don't stop and smell the roses. Yes, you know that they're there, and your sensory perception of eyesight had picked up on the fact, yes, there's roses as I'm walking by. But if you were at a higher frequency, you would see the beauty in those roses. You would actually stop and see how beautiful they are just for that moment and absorb that, which would elevate you into even a higher frequency. That was just a small example, but I'm sure you understand how that using energies from a higher perspective it just puts a whole other sense of vibrancy into everything, into every sensory expression, into hearing and seeing and touching. You're not just touching something from a higher perspective, you're actually feeling the touch, and all of its effects and how it's influencing you. So it's a much deeper when you're vibrating at a higher frequency and using your physical and sensory perception. The physical part is the action part, and the sensory is just all your senses, your eyesight, your vision, your sense of touch, smell, hearing. Your physical senses are enhanced when you're in a higher energy. Your sense of smell is increased when you are in a higher energies. You smell delicious aroma at a much, much higher level, a much more appreciative level. In taste, you truly appreciate the flavors. So which all enrich life. When you are moving into a higher frequency, these things enrich life until you've become accustomed to, living in a life of bliss. Because once all these energies start flowing together and you understand how to use energy frequencies and vibrational frequencies to create what you want in your life by using the LEP frequency tool, you'll never want to leave it. You will continuously want to live in that higher energy, so anyway, people are essentially a bunch of atoms vibrating and attracting energies of whatever frequency is sent. So be careful what you are sending. Be cognizant of your thoughts, because they are the ones that are responsible for the images in your mind, which activate your feelings, which activate your behavior, your moods, so your perception on life. So be very, very careful, of lower energies and what frequencies you're sending, because once you start sending that lower frequency, those are the experiences you're drawing back onto yourself. So connect to the frequency of your desire, because, through positiveness, because that is the energy that you are going to need. When you send something through the law of attraction and the law of vibration, it has no choice but to return to you. So once you send something from a higher perspective, that will come right back to you. So understanding energy is simple. Once you truly understand that, be careful of what you are sending, because that is what will be returned. So if you don't like your lived experience, change it by thinking from a higher perspective, from a higher vibration. Think, see, and feel from an expectant, successful point of view. And soon your reality will match your higher energetic vibration. That's how you understand and work with energy. You become it. Your current reality is only current for the moment, because reality shifts, and it's always subjective and can be changed at any time. Reality is really, reality is so subjective, because once people shift into a higher vibration, their whole reality shifts with them. Their whole idea of life and how they feel and see things shifts due to that one change of thought. So a simple change of mind can increase or decrease vibrational frequencies and can, create a brand new reality. So if you don't like where you are at, or anyone should always be in a position of wanting to increase their vibrational frequencies, because that's so important in life. You have to vibrate high in order to attract high things to you. But nothing is ever real. So please understand, if you're in a situation that you're unhappy with, nothing is real, permanently. And this means that it can be changed by aligning your vibrational frequency into a higher frequency. So In order to use the energy to create the consciousness and manifest in your physical reality, you know, understand that the law of vibration and the law of attraction are always the physical laws in operation. So anything that you want, you must intend from the highest point of view in order to manifest it with any kind of, a quickness. So the energy of attraction, cannot be overemphasized. So please ensure that you understand that the power lays within you, and you want to put out the highest energy from your highest potential whenever you are, because the power lies in the vibration. Okay, it lies in the energy. So energy is everything. It is everyone. The vibration is where you are vibrating at a current frequency. So the speed of your vibration determines the frequency that you're vibrating in. So that is the difference between vibration and frequency. Okay. So vibration is, again, it is the speed in which you are vibrating in, which determines the vibrational frequency that whether it's mental, emotional, physical, sensory, or spiritual consciousness, or your overall consciousness. Okay. Because there's different levels, all determine, your life experiences, and being consciously in tune with the correct frequency. Any constructive desire will materialize in your physical world. It may seem like a miracle to you, but the miracle is it's just a shift of frequency into a higher vibration that has snapped into view, because now you are vibrating at a much higher level. Okay. And for that to happen, all of your consciousness levels have to be aligned. Your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual consciousness levels have to be combined. You may vibrate high in the mental consciousness level, meaning that you are logical and can decipher things logically. But if you are emotionally immature, that lower level in the emotional consciousness will draw the higher mental consciousness level down, so that it will decrease your overall level of vibrational frequency. And that's what's important. It's your overall level of vibrational frequency, and getting all of them to align and being in sync, so that you can manifest from every level. Because manifestation takes place on all of those consciousness levels. In your mental world, you have to think it in order to create it. In your emotional level, you have to see the image that was created through thought and image in your mind in order to feel successful and passionate about pursuing it in your physical life. To actually physically go after the opportunities. And the spiritual consciousness, which so assists not only from the support from the source consciousness, God, or whatever label that you want to assign, but it's more than that. The spiritual belief encompasses your truth, your inner I am presence, the person, the soul, the spirit that you are inside. So that belief in yourself also is encompassed in that can-do attitude, that belief that I can do this, and having the faith in yourself also is encompassed by the spiritual level. So once you can get your thoughts and images and feelings and that spiritual consciousness in sync, aligned, every intent that any constructive intent that's sent out into the universe is bound, to manifest in your reality, due to the law of physics, due to the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of polarity. It cannot not do that. It cannot not do that, because due to the law of physics, it must come. Like attracts like. And that is how energy works. So, alignment of energy is so very important into bringing desired thoughts from the consciousness into physical reality. And that takes energy, that takes vibration, and that takes frequency, solid frequency levels, increased frequency levels. So again, the topic was, what is the difference? Or the topic was a discussion on the energy and vibrations and frequency. Thus, we are all 100% energy that vibrate at different speeds. The speeds determine our frequency levels, which determine our lived experiences. And we can change our vibrational frequencies. Thus, we can change our lived experiences. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please catch me on my YouTube channel or my other podcast shows, or visit my website at www.lepeducation.com for my books, which are filled with assessments and supplements so that you can gauge and determine your own personal vibrational frequency wherever you are at the present moment, and learn how to increase them. Thank you again. Namaste. I'm honored to have spent some time with you. Blessings.